Sorry. I had a quick question if you had a moment, Pam.
Yeah, I do.
Can I ask who's the one? Cause like I know one of the last texts you said to me, you said something about I heard that you said I heard you resigned. Who said that?
Sarah, I don't know. I guess you sent a text, and in that text, when you sent the text, you said something about, if you go back in your text messages,
Yeah.
you said something like, something, I don't know if this is allowed, I quit, or I'm not going to say, I mean, go back in
The
your text.
initial one that was to Shirley, that was a
Yes, it
joke,
was like,
and I was trying to fix that Monday, and then I spoke.
yeah, there was just like a long message that you sent, and it's like the first line, I thought you quit because you're like,
Oh, I was saying I
um,
was tired of the mistreatment. Yeah, I was talking about what was going on, that I wasn't getting breaks, that Bridget would be telling us to basically work off the clock. She's saying, we're telling her, me and Shirley were both telling her we're not getting our half-hour breaks that night. And she would just like, well, I don't know what you think I can do. There's nothing I can do. We keep saying, can we have more help? Can we have, a second cashier or someone who's going to do recovery? Because we're drowning, and she would offer no help whatsoever with that. Um, and I mean, I kept asking her and asking her, so I assume when I'm sending this message to you that was protected, because I mean, I was going up the chain of command, because I always assumed, I knew you, I've known you for 8 years. I mean, you know my mother.
yeah, I
And
think proud of you, Sarah, and I hate everything happened the way it did, but I think you actually sent a text message to another associate, like an assistant or something,
uh-huh.
and told them that you quit too.
No,
Um,
no,
you didn't send a text to somebody else to say
no,
you
the only
quit,
person was the only that one that they're using, and that was only to Shirley.
right?
That was
Well, yeah,
that
I've
was
not
a
been in,
And so
yeah,
then you referred me to Tiffany, and Tiffany is not a very nice person. I was telling her like Monday in Bridget's office, saying no, it was a joke. It was a joke. She made me apologize profusely for it,
hmm,
and um, I guess dismissed me and stuff.
yeah. What are you saying was a joke? Was it a joke that you said you quit, or
That was a joke. The one to
yeah,
you was serious. It was a cry for help. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. That you know yeah, that I was there, and you're not getting the breaks. You're being pressured to you make sure you have to get go backs done every night, because I mean, I've had Melissa come and jump down my butt, and she's done it to Shirley too, and say, get in your face and say, I spoke to Bridget, and you better do every freaking go back. You better get all the go backs done that night. You better never leave any go backs, because we left a basket or two. I mean, like that last night I was there, I was on the register the entire night. I never had any breaks. I didn't get to the bathroom until almost 9. Um, my blood pressure was high. My anxiety was high.
yeah.
Even when Melissa left at like a little after 5, she
Hmm.
knew exactly what was going on with me emotionally. As far as, I mean, when my blood pressure gets high, even though I'm on a medication that's supposed to be controlling it, but apparently it was still sky high that night, because you're dizzy, and um, I could hear like pain in my ears, and gosh, what was a headache. I had a headache, and it was just literally from that experience. And I'm trying to go as fast as I can. I have this young man who's trained to be a cashier. He'd been there since 10 a.m. Melissa forced him to stay, because she was like, what, I've been here since 8:30. So she decided she was more important than him, and I was forced to keep him. I had to give him a 10-minute and a half-hour break. I made sure he had his breaks, but I don't get mine. And I'm being told by Bridget, you have to punch out your breaks. I don't, like, I don't care if you get them or not. You have to punch them out. And this is what I'm telling you, because Bridget wasn't helping me. And so I was
Hmm.
hoping that you could help fix it.
Yeah, well, don't get upset. I apologize because I have been away and I didn't know what was going on until actually late last night. somebody from the office did something and asked for some information, and I
Yeah,
had to forward what our conversation was to
yeah,
her,
yeah.
and then Tiffany sent the statements and all that. And then when I read through the statements, I wasn't aware of what all transpired or everything, because I didn't know if y'all had gotten it resolved or whatever. You just did not
No,
know what.
they just put it in and they said, well, you know what, we're siding with whatever, and we cited that you quit based on the one text, the fact nobody followed you up with it, no one asked you, you know. When I spoke to Tiffany Monday, she made it sound like that first Monday, my call to her, like it was going to be fixed. And then you're telling me there's an investigation. I speak to somebody there on the 12th, and they're going, what investigation? No one said anything to me. I wish there would be an investigation.
Well, she did go in and take statements. I think she got your statement. And then there was a couple more, whoever was working or whatever on the days all stuff was on. So,
And
like I said, I have been away. I've been
yeah,
like in
no,
and I've been in Virginia all week. Just got home and we've had meetings, and I wasn't aware of what had transpired or what ended up, happening until I read that email last night and I saw what she had sent in.
yeah.
So, I don't know. Did they end up terminating you? Was that
They,
what
they,
happened?
they just, they're saying, well, we're just gonna stand as that you quit, and even though the person I spoke to for the different section of HR, a completely different person told me Monday, she said, because I thought it was put on around the 10th or something like that, or the 18th. I seen it with 10th coming from the insurance paperwork that was coming in, was saying something like the 10th, saying that, your insurance, your dental, and your vision, all this is canceled. And, I didn't get told by Tiffany until the 18th. But she got really pissed because she kept accusing me of lying, and then she got mad. I wanted to contact HR. And she was trying to tell me it wasn't my business, it wasn't my place to do that. And I'm like, I can. And on any of her earlier phone call on Wednesday, she kept trying to entrap me into lying and saying stuff like that I was, counting money in the office by myself. And I said, no, ma'am, I didn't say that. And she just lost it.
Well, I am sorry that all of this has happened.
And I mean, I feel, you're getting bullied at work. You're getting bullied by the new DM.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry. It's gonna be okay. Don't get upset.
No, it's actually retaliation because I sent a text to you telling you what's going on. It's retaliation, and for some reason, this person with HR, this Miss Creech, is trying to say it's not retaliation, and it is.
Well, I'm sorry, Sarah. I am so sorry. I thought another one of those times that you and Bridget just needed to sit down and work out. That's why I suggested you to get with Bridget on, to sit down and talk with Bridget.
I spoke with her in the office, and
because it was like you wanted to know if you could go into work. So I was like a little confused, like, did you quit?
Because she was saying she wanted my help Monday in the office. She's the one that gave me Tiffany's number. And it seemed like it was supposed to be something Tiffany was just supposed to be able to go back to the HR or whoever that something was submitted to and say, yeah, so no, it wasn't, haha, that was a mistake. She wasn't put in as quitting. It was a mistake, but I mean, what the person said when I spoke to that person at HR Monday, a completely different person, she said, I go, was it put in as a quitting? She said, no, it's put in as termination on the 6th. And I said, the 6th? How was it put on the 6th? I didn't even speak to anybody until Monday. Nobody talked to me on the phone Saturday or Sunday.
Well, it may have been that she, and I'm just making an assumption on what could have happened. I mean, they call resignations, they call everything, it's like you're being terminated out of the system.
Yeah.
So Bridget more than likely probably went ahead and keyed in, after that Saturday or whatever that day was that everything happened and you didn't show back up. She probably went ahead, this is just me saying, if that's what the date is, she probably went ahead and put the termination action in. Because that's normally what you do, like right after, like just say that at the end of the week, because you have to wait until the end of the week because of how the pay periods are.
Yeah.
So she probably, after she saw that you didn't show up or whatever, and then all this stuff was going on, she probably just put that you were gone.
Yeah.
At that point. But I mean, then it seemed like when you started all these other texts that to me it's all confusing, and I can't speak to it because I was confused, and again, I knew you were upset. That's why I sent it to Tiffany, because Tiffany is the district manager now,
Yeah,
over that area. And
yeah. And
it was,
I mean, it makes interest that
for
she's
her,
friends with, her
yeah,
and their
for her
friends.
to look into it. So,
Yeah.
in all fairness to her, she's only been in position a couple of weeks, and it was all put into her lap. And whatever, Bridget's communicated to her, whatever she's read, whatever she's seen, is what, she had to go based off of all that. And I hate, when I read it last night, I was upset. I hate that it all came down to this, especially because it seems like that you wanted to continue to have your job. Um, as I know, sometimes people say things in haste. I've done things before and regretted what I said.
But I mean, if going on the assumption that basically all I knew at the time that you were the district manager, already have working knowledge of how you are, that I know that you tend to be somebody who listens, and so I'm going, well, Bridget's not listening to me, because anytime we're telling Bridget we can't get all this stuff done, we can't get all this stuff. I mean, yeah, you're mad. You keep putting on the list that we have to do this and we have to do this and we have to do that. It's
Well,
it's we're on the register as much as the cashiers. We literally cannot be doing recovery at the same time we're on the register backing up these cashiers who can't keep up. And we're saying we need a second cashier, or you need to hire better cashiers. I can't do both things. I mean, we're getting it from both ends. And so you're being forced to work through your breaks. You're not getting your breaks because you're on the register. I mean, I'm telling the people from HR, going like, look, you can look at the keystrokes. You can tell that every time that when I should have been on a break, I'm actually on the register. And you could look at how the totals of how many a lot of the times at nights that have been really bad, you can see that I'm on there as much or more than the cashiers are. As stuff is, and they're going like, were you willingly missing your breaks? I'm saying, I'm not willingly missing my breaks. I don't have an option. I can sit there and punch out, go to the break. I had, when I timed it, I got 6 minutes. I'd have a 30-minute break and a 10-minute break. I got 6 minutes to myself.
Well, there's a policy for that. If your break's interrupted, then you are supposed to stop at that point, the time, and then you resume when you can take the break, and you take your full 10.
Yeah, Bridget said there was something, and she goes, "Is I'm
Or you
already."
take 30. See, the 10-minute breaks are really paid breaks.
Yeah, those I'm not worried about. It's
Yeah,
it's
they're not deducted from you. They're just our timekeeping records showing that you're taking a break.
yeah.
Um, and then the 30 minutes are deducted from you. So that's why it's important that, if you punch out, and I mean, the smart thing to do would be go outside,
Yeah.
go down to the store and sit down and get you a sandwich or whatever, and then you're not there.
Yeah.
Um, but I know you don't drive, you ride your bike. So I know you're probably, if they were calling you, you should have let them know. Don't call me. I'm going to have my sandwich. I'm going to go take my rest period. And if something happens that they did have to have you, or some emergency happened, then you're supposed to punch back in. And then when you can take the uninterrupted break, then you would punch back out and take the 30. So,
It never
I think,
happens. It was
yeah,
never happening.
I think the world of you. You just don't know. I know you have, done everything that you can do throughout the years, and I have appreciated you, and I've always tried to, when you